Mama, I want more toy.
Hello everyone, my name is TFP Freckles, and today we have DrWu's Menace King, otherwise known as Megatron to everyone else. Now, Megatron here looks rather unimpressive, but that just brings up how impressive he is. Like, in terms of size, of course. Now, a lot of Transformers fans have heard about how notoriously small DrWu figures are, and many, such as myself, never quite comprehended just how tiny, until I got one, where I managed to set it next to one of my quarters and realized, oh my god, this is like 3/4 tall. That's incredible. And then I found something from the back of my desk and said, oh my god, he is $2 coins tall. Hell, when's the last time you even saw a dollar coin, right? And so when you really put it into perspective just how tiny he is, all of a sudden this small, insignificant figure becomes that much more impressive. Now, Menace King here came with this lovely little box here with amazing art replicating the style that this Megatron is designed off of. The G1 look has of course been emulated 1,000 times over and will continue to be emulated 1,000 times again until what I feel like will be the heat death of the universe. You never can get it quite right, can you? But DrWu here I think gets it pretty close, honestly, in terms of the design aesthetic that they go for. Now they have the grid design, the name, and even what it transforms into, kind of like a lot of other box art does. And you look at it and you think to yourself, oh, no way, that's like the Walter P-30 pistol that Megatron turns into. There's no way something no bigger than $2 coins could possibly transform into a far more accurate gun than a lot of modern figures with modern budgets. And yet it does. It genuinely does. And that's what's so amazing about this figure. It's just awe-inspiring in terms of design, plastic quality. Like, it doesn't feel cheap. It's very tiny, it's very cute, but it does not feel cheap. I got this for, I want to say, $27, close to $30 off the Show Z store. And there's a bunch of different versions. There's this normal gray version. There is, I want to say, a comic version where it's far more red, where you see the squiggly lines on his chest, inner red on his leg. Like, it looks a bit more impressive. And then there's a purple version when he's transformed into Galvatron. I didn't really want that one, but I think those are still available to when I last checked. But it also comes with these two accessories. Now these attach to the gun mode when it is fully done. Obviously you can't quite fit it on something this small, and that's what a lot of other figures have to deal with, is these extra parts. Like New Age's new Megatron just turns into the primary gun and doesn't have the silencer or the stock attachment. And I think this is very cute. It's very fun to have these attachments. Even the Masterpiece figure had to have these attachments. The original toy had these attachments. And I think it works. Now, why don't we get a closer look at this guy? I mean, just look at this. This is awesome. This is so cool when I pulled it out the box. I was beyond impressed with what I was looking at. I mean, just look at that face sculpt. He's so mean. Just grimacing almost. He's just scowling at everyone. Very solid. Even more solid is the articulation. Besides this weird choice to have the arm here be, just bending like that. Not sure why they did that. The other one's a ball joint. I really can't tell you why they decided to make the arms like this. Honestly, I don't care that much. I just wish it was less asymmetrical, but maybe it helps with the transformation. Who knows? But then we go towards the back. That's a super clean back. Like, I remember looking at the Masterpiece figure, seeing that awful kibble looking, well, not even kibble infested. It's just way more going on than I think needs to go on. But here, it's so simple and clean. I love it. I really, really love it. It is such a fun figure. But the posing, as I was mentioning before, is super good. Lots of arm rotation. There's this little shoulder bit here. And as the chest is trying to demonstrate, this part is for the transformation. It keeps on popping off every time I want to mess with the arms. That's my only major gripe with the figure. Otherwise, it's a good one. It's a real good one. Waist swivel, full 360 waist. These little panel flaps cover his legs and don't really impede in terms of leg motion. I think that's the design of the figure that mostly impedes. Like it can't, like it just can't kick forward. It really can't. Like I'm trying here, guys. I'm really trying. The leg articulation here just is not that good. I do notice that the leg sort of collapse in on itself, which makes me wonder whether or not it's like a reference to the original toy, but it's not that great. Like, you have it up like this, it looks like he needs to pee himself or something silly like that. And you have it out super wide, it makes it look like he has a massive thigh gap, which I guess if anyone would have a thigh gap, it'd be Megatron here. And then back here, this is one simple joint for the transformation. Like, a lot of things that get in his way is because of the super simple transformation. It's just a lot of sacrifices had to be made to get to this point here. You have a little bit of a wrist articulation, but you have to move this piece out of the way. And then, well, something this small can't really hold anything, so he's just... I'm not sure what he's doing here with his little wrist here, but that's for the transformation. Head swivels and is all attached to this part here. So every time you move the head, you might, move his entire torso at the same time. But that's on a ball joint. He can look up, looks down moderately well. But, of course, he also has his fusion cannon. His wrist on his fusion cannon arm can't move anywhere. Like, it does this, which is, again, for the transformation. You can remove the cannon and have this ugly-looking peg there, put it right back, good as new. Now, unlike my last few videos, I wanted to demonstrate the transformation here, because I think not only is it super simple, but it is incredibly satisfying to do. It is super fun. Now, first thing I typically do is remove the fusion cannon. I put it off to the side. Then I move his arm down and lift it up, and this will form the back end of his gun mode. Move this back part, flip his head into his torso, which I will then lift up his left arm, twist it at the bicep, move this trigger piece out of the way, fold his hand into his forearm, then put the trigger piece back where it initially was, where it should plug into a slot here. Then, as the figure has been trying to demonstrate this entire time, I twist it at the waist, and I pop it up and move it forward. So that then I can move the arm down and do that with the back piece. I'll make it look nice at the end, but next we fold up the feet, we press the shins together real nice and tightly there. These toes move up. Now this part kind of confused me when I first transformed it, but what I need to do is move the sides of his shins 180 degrees on a little ball bearing here. I don't know what to call these fucking joints, man. I'm just making this shit up. But then you lift up his side panels here by his legs. You fold them out. I don't know if you can see that very well, but you fold this out, tiny little corner tucked away. Then you fold his legs where his feet will plug into this back here. Then side panels go right back down where they were, where then you sort of shimmy everything together, plugging it all in, making sure it all fits nice and tightly together. Now this is pretty solid, but of course you need the fusion cannon. You can't forget the fusion cannon, and this is like basically perfect. Besides the little chest piece here, which, again, something this small doesn't need to be perfect, and yet they get it super fucking close. This is amazing. This is cool. Even cooler, you have all this extra shit. So then you can attach the stock, attach this obscenely long silencer where it plugs in like that. And there you go. You got Megatron. You got Megatron turning into his gun mode from the original G1 series in near perfect form. Like, this is nearly perfect. Like, this is absolutely amazing. Jaw-dropping, even. This is a masterclass of engineering and transformation. I can't believe anything close to this has been done. I never would have guessed. I personally would have never assumed anything this small could be made this well. And I'm blown away by it. I'm not the biggest fan of Legends scale or even DrWu's scale, but this is an absolute must-buy for anyone who's interested in this. In the series, in toys, in wonderful engineering, this is a must-buy. This is amazing. I mean, bigger figures like Masterpiece figures could probably hold this. I don't personally own any, but I can imagine, Masterpiece Starscream or Optimus Prime just grabbing this, holding it in their hand, and firing. Like, this is cool. This is really cool, and it fits in your hand. Like, I don't got monster hands here. I got average-sized palms, if you ask me. And it fits perfectly. It's just amazing. I'm so impressed with this. Very, very impressed with this. I'm happy to have bought it, and I really hope that you guys are able to get your hands on it, whatever form it may take. It is just that good. You gotta buy this. I would highly recommend it if you haven't already gotten that point. But this has been DrWu's Menace King, and he truly is a menace to any other figure of this scale. Like, they have blown it out of the park here, and I sincerely hope that you guys appreciate it as much as I do. I've been TFP Freckles, and I hope you've had an amazing day.